After the success of the 40-Year-Old Virgin, Judd Apatow gave us another crazy flick with one of its big stars, Seth Rogen. This time, he's about to give, well, a little something to Katherine Heigl, make her pregnant. Prepare yourselves as I review Knocked Up. Bad Things, Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2007 rom-com Knocked Up. Released by Universal, written, co-produced, and directed by Judd Apatow. Starring Seth Rogen along with Katherine Heigl, Paul Rudd, recently starred with him in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Mr. Rogen is who I'm referring to. And Leslie Mann, who also had a little bit of an appearance in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. It follows the repercussions of a drunken one-night stand between a slacker and a recently promoted media personality that results in unintended pregnancy. The film was released in June of 2007, and it was a big hit just like the 40-Year-Old Virgin was, but this did a little bit better than that. Well, I will say it was pretty funny. Of course, I've seen this film a couple of times. So let's get into our story. Ambitious LA reporter Allison Scott has just been given an on-air role with yes, TV's, well, the cable network, and lives in the guest house of her sister Debbie's family. Ben Stone is an immature and wisecracking Canadian slacker who lives off injury compensation funds and sparsely works on a celebrity porn website with his stoner roommates. While celebrating her promotion, Allison meets Ben at a local nightclub. After a night of heavy drinking, Ben removes his condom during sex unbeknownst to Allison. The following morning, they learn over breakfast that they have nothing in common, so go their separate ways. 8 weeks later, when Allison experiences morning sickness while interviewing James Franco, she realizes she could be pregnant. After taking multiple pregnancy tests, she is shocked to find out she is pregnant. She contacts Ben for the first time since their one night stand to tell him. Although abrasive at first, he says he will support her, although he is still unsure about being a parent. His father is overjoyed. Allison's mother tries to persuade her to have an abortion, but she decides to keep the child. Later, Allison and Ben decide to give the relationship a chance. The couple's efforts include Ben making a marriage proposal with an empty ring box, promising to get a ring someday. Allison thinks it is too early to think about marriage, as she is more concerned with hiding the pregnancy from her bosses, fearing they will fire her if they find out. After a positive beginning, tempers flare in the relationship. Allison is increasingly worried about Ben's lack of support and understanding, and has doubts about their relationship's longevity. These thoughts are due to her sister's loveless marriage. Debbie's husband, Pete, works as a talent scout for rock bands but leaves at strange hours in the night, making her suspect he is having an affair. Upon investigating, she learns that he is actually part of a fantasy baseball draft and that he has been doing other activities such as going to the movies on his own, which he explains he does to be free from Debbie's manipulative manner. As a result, they separate, and when Ben expresses pride in Pete's deception, it leads into an argument with Allison as they drive to her doctor. Furious, she ejects him from her car, abandoning him in the middle of a busy street. He tracks her down at her appointment, and they have another argument, leading to their breakup. Ben and Pete go on a road trip to Vegas. Under the influence of psychedelic mushrooms, they realize their loss and decide to try to save their relationships. Simultaneously, Debbie drags a nervous Allison out partying with her, but they are refused admission to a nightclub by a sympathetic bouncer on account of Debbie's age and Allison's pregnancy, leading to Debbie's tearful laments about her life and her desire to have Pete back. They reconcile at their daughter's birthday party, but when Ben tries to work things out with Allison, she refuses to get back together. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Allison's boss finds out about her pregnancy and sees an opportunity to boost ratings with female viewers by having her interview pregnant celebrities. After a talk with his father, Ben decides to take responsibility and goes to great effort to mature, including obtaining his own apartment, getting an office job as a web designer, and reading pregnancy books. When Allison goes into labor and is unable to contact her doctor, she calls Ben as Debbie and Pete are out of town. He discovers that Allison's gynecologist is at a bar mitzvah despite having assured them that he never took vacations and leaves him an abusive voicemail. During labor, Allison apologizes for questioning Ben's priorities. When Debbie and Pete arrive at the hospital, Ben refuses to allow Debbie to be at Allison's side, insisting that it is his place. Debbie is both incredulous and thankful that he took charge of the situation and begins to change her formerly negative opinion of him. The couple welcomes a baby girl, or should I say, a boy in the alternate ending, and start a new life together. End of story. So, what did I think of Knocked Up? I will say it's pretty funny and why this was more funny than what I had anticipated. I gotta say, I like I said in my review of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I kind of did turn this down too because I thought it would be way too raunchy in my review. It is sort of in ways, but I've kind of realized it's fun in ways. This film was such a big hit. It opened in second place, losing to Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, which which was now spending its second weekend on top. Nevertheless, it still did pretty well when it opened in early on June 1st, 2007. This was such a big hit. It made 148 million domestically and 70 million overseas, as it went on to make 219 million worldwide. Anyway, the reviews were even more good with 89% on the tomato meter. They say Rotten Tomatoes says it's a hilarious, poignant, and refreshing look at the rigors of courtship and child rearing, with a sometimes raunchy yet savvy script that is ably acted and directed. The LA Times praised the film's humor despite its plot inconsistencies, knowing that probably because the central story doesn't quite gel, it's the little incidental throwaway moments that really make an impression. Yes, I totally agree. There were a lot of people that said it. Definitely. So anyway, I think it was pretty good. Let's see, and they have music from William Wainwright III and Joe Henry. Now let's see, and there was numerous songs you get to hear and what have you. Some I've actually got to hear and what have you. Well, some that I really got to like. Well, even during this time, like the All American Rejects big hit "Gives You Hell" and Lily Allen's breakout hit "Smile," which I really love that, and lots of other songs. So anyway, I think Knocked Up was absolutely very funny. Now, as for the cast, we have Seth Rogen playing Ben. He's absolutely really funny in this. Katherine Heigl did a pretty good job in playing Allison. She was really good. Paul Rudd played Pete, and Leslie Mann played Debbie. They both were very good and what have you. Now, of course, the two would go on to be part of a spin off film called This Is 40, which I have yet to to watch that. If I happen to encounter it, I will certainly look into it and review it one day. Now, they actually did announce that a follow up to that would be is in the works called This Is 50, but let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. Still, Knocked Up was absolutely funny. Now, I've only seen the theatrical version. There is an unrated cut of the film, which is 5 minutes longer than the other one. So, anywho, we also had Jason Segel, who the following year would star in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Plus, there's Jay Baruchel, Jonah Hill, who in the same year this came out, he starred in another one of Apatow's films. That was Super Bad. Look for a review of that coming up next month. Incredible. There's so many others. There's Harold Ramis playing Ben's dad. Joanna Kearns. You may know her from Growing Pains. She plays Allison's mother. Yeah. We got lots of other names. Kristen Wiig, Alan Tudyk, Bill Hader, Ken Jeong. Oh, the list goes on. Seriously. So anyway, I will say that Knocked Up is absolutely a fun-filled flick. You might get a kick out of it. But would I recommend it? I would say hell yeah. You'll get a real good laugh from Knocked Up. Again, Seth Rogen, Katherine Heigl were absolutely incredible. So were the rest of the cast and what have you. I think Knocked Up is definitely worth looking into. So what did you think of Knocked Up? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of a film that was directed by Harold Ramis, who I mentioned, and that would be Bedazzled from 2000. So thanks for watching. If you like this, check out my reviews for these other films from Apatow. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of The 40-Year-Old Virgin. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Bridesmaids. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.